You better say your prayers, you flea-bitten varmint. I'm gonna blow you to smithereens.
You do that and I'll kill you.
Alrighty, metalheads, welcome to another edition of Bullshit with Bob. This being another early edition. And, welcome to the show. You know, I've got Claire, and I'm sorry I don't know the other two names. I apologize.
It's just Dan for both of us.
I'm sorry?
We're both Dan.
Okay, we got Dan 1 and Dan 2. So welcome to the show, guys and gal. I appreciate y'all. Again, thank y'all so much for rescheduling, because yesterday was just a bad day, and I really appreciate it. And they're hailing, Dead Label hails from Ireland, and as I was informed by Zero Tolerance, the land of Guinness. And I think what they told me, I don't remember the town they're from, but they told me that's where Guinness was actually made, and then it moved because someone else adopted it.
Yeah, that's right. We're from the same town, so
we're from the same town.
They're buying out there.
Right on then. Let me turn this volume up some. Okay, that should be more better.
Cool.
So, oh, I can hear y'all fine now.
Oh, God, yeah.
I've got too many years of metal in my ears, man, you know. Between that and field artillery, it really screwed my ears up. I think it was more metal than field artillery, though. So how did Dead Label start up?
We were all previously in a band together that broke up, and then after about 2 weeks of not playing, the three of us just decided just to hook up and start Dead Label. And we just couldn't live without playing.
I understand that. I'm a musician myself, so I can totally hear you. Yeah, Vixen, now you can hear him. I turned the volume up. She's in chat room crying. I can't hear him. But now, what does the name Dead Label stand for? What does it mean?
Basically, it was a song title, but we just decided that, well, actually, I came up with the idea of using it as a band name because it was pretty cool. But basically, it sounds cool, but basically we're just a metal band. We don't want to be labelled in any way. Like, if we like something, we'll use it. Like, we like a bit of death metal, we'll use it. If we like a bit of groove, we'll use it. We don't want to be put into any specific box. We're just a metal band, so it's just death to all labels, basically.
Dude,
Dead Label.
Dan, I so agree with you on that. I hate fucking labels, and let me be the first to say, if y'all want to cuss and scream and holler, we own this station. No one's gonna get in trouble. You can say,
we don't have to behave ourselves. Okay, fuck that then.
Yeah, so you can say fuck, fuckity fuck all you want to, bro. But you know, every time I do an interview, guys, I bring this up. I hate labels. You know, I'm a little bit older, so I grew up in late 70s, early 80s, and when we were coming up, you know, I'm sure you've seen this thing on Facebook floating around. Back in my day, there was only one kind of metal. It was called metal. That's how it was, you know. I mean, you had Ozzy, Dio, Judas, Black Sabbath, Maiden, and it was just fucking metal, you know. And then toward the late 80s, early 90s, you started getting all these subgenres, and now it's so fucking ridiculous. You know,
you can't follow it at all.
No, you got this post-punk, crunk, slamcore, death grind, whatever, you know. And it's fucking ridiculous. And I so applaud you guys for taking that stance and refusing labels, because at the end of the day, and at the end of every label, what is there? Metal. That's what it's all about. You know, that's what it's all about. Now, how long have you been a band? How long have you guys been together?
As this band, 4 years.
4 years now, yeah.
Well, we were in the other band
for a year before that, so we've been playing music together for about 5 years.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
And what's the response been to you guys? You know, the live shows. Y'all get a pretty good response.
Yeah, basically, if the people aren't moving, we're not putting on a good show. We're that type of band that like need the crowd moving. You know, like the music is so intense that the pit has to be going. If people are just standing there looking at you, it doesn't work.
You're right about that. You know,
the music's designed for the pit.
There was a show that I played one time back in, I think it was in 2004. And we were playing, it was across the river, you know, across the Mississippi River in a small town called Port Allen. Had his little club, and the pit was going great. And we used to do a version of Baby Got Back. I'm serious, man. And we were fucking, you know, we're heavy, sludge, groove, thrash, whatever you want to call it, you know. Well, but we played the music from, you know, Louisiana. I mean, a lot of the shit you hear from here is Crowbar, Acid Bath, Ex-Hoarder, you know. And we started playing our version of Baby Got Back, which, of course, it gets really fucking heavy. And me and my bass player always played stage right. So we're fucking sitting there, man, we're jamming, having a good time. And when we started playing Baby Got Back, you know, we started off with the bass line. And it's like all the dudes cleared the pit area. And the chicks came out there and started dancing. So we're like, well, this is different for one of our shows, you know. Then we started getting heavy with it and chugging it out. And the dudes came back in and started doing their karate kicks and pitting and everything. Well, I guess some dude got too close to a girl. The boyfriend got, they started fighting. The chick started fighting, and it happened right in front of us. And we were like, that is fucking metal, bro. If people say Baby Got Back's not metal, that proves it right there that it is. Just putting that out there for posterity. I've got a lady in the chat, Buddy Cat, that wants to know if y'all speak Gaelic.
Not fluently, but a little bit.
We can say, how are you? Gonna support you.
The short answer is no.
Most Irish people can't speak Irish. We were invaded by Britain years ago, and
The only Irish I know, we have a lot of Irish in New Orleans, which is where, that's where New Orleans gets their accent from. Because you can go to New Orleans and listen to someone speak, and they sound like they're from New York. Because, you know, back in the day, we had a lot of Irish people come over here for dock workers, and that integrated. So we have a huge St. Paddy's Day parade, you know, which follows Mardi Gras, which is going right now. And the only Gaelic I know is Erin Go, brah.
Yeah.
Don't know what the fuck it means, but, you know, it's on every cup you get. And all I think is, like, drink more and enjoy the parade. Yeah, that's right.
Hogue Mahone is kiss my ass.
I'm sorry?
Hogue Mahone is kiss my ass. People think like that one.
Yeah, you know, I was just playing some Dead Cowboy Sluts, I was telling you, and they're from Paris. And I spoke a little French to, you know, Cajun French to them. And Cajun French is so bastardized now. I mean, they didn't understand. We have a saying that's like right now with Mardi Gras is laissez les bon temps rouler, and that means let the good times roll. And you'll hear it if you go to New Orleans. That's on every billboard. It's, you know, you'll see it on pretty much every float. Laissez les bon temps rouler, and they're like, what the fuck does that mean? I'm like, dude, it means let the good times roll. That don't sound right. Well, it's not Parisian French, bro. Now, talk to me a little bit about some of y'all's influences. Well, what you know, we can go one by one. What were your influences as far as what you do in the band, and as far as bringing you into metal? What made you want to be a metalhead?
Oh, well, for me, like, it was a slippery slope. You know, when I was, you know, 10 years of age, I was listening to Thin Lizzy and Jimi Hendrix. And then from there, you go to Metallica. And then from Metallica, you go to Machine Head. Then you go Lamb of God. And then it just
keeps getting heavier and heavier.
Right now, I'm on Behemoth, so...
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so...
I love some Behemoth.
That's me, anyway, so okay.
I guess Metallica were the first metal band to capture my heart, and then Machine Head, and I guess Pantera, and I still love all those bands, and I like a good few of the new bands like Caliban, Bring Me the Horizon and stuff, but I still, Metallica and Machine Head are the core bands for me. That will always be my influence, and my parents, I suppose. But yeah, Dave McClain would probably be the biggest influence on how I play, I suppose.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. That would be him, I guess.
Now, do you prefer old Metallica or new Metallica?
All Metallica. All Metallica.
The real Metallica.
The only thing they did I don't like is Lulu. That's the only thing I don't like. Yeah. But that's not Metallica. That's not Metallica, so it's fine.
No.
That's somebody else that ruined their name. Here's the...
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I'm just going to repeat what they just said. It's all Metallica. All sides of Metallica. After that, it's just slippery slope, like Dad said. Now, yeah, I'm listening to Whitechapel and shit like that.
Right on. Man, Whitechapel
Yeah,
kicks it, don't it? Them and Annotations of an Autopsy. Woo! That's some brutality there, bro.
And actually, none of us mentioned it, but we're huge Gojira fans.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Huge
Gojira
Gojira fans. We love them. Yeah.
You know, that's one of France's best exports right there is Gojira.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Probably the best thing to come out of France in a long time.
I think it's even better than their wine. Just saying. Now, I've got a chance to, when I was in Germany, you know, I told you I served for a little over 4 years in Germany. I was with the U.S. Army.
Oh, good.
And I loved being in Europe. Unfortunately, I never got a chance to go to England, Ireland, or Scotland, which sucks because my family originated in Scotland.
Cool.
Yeah, we did the Highland thing when Mary Queen of Scots got her head chopped. We did the Highland thing, and we hauled ass to France, then we made it over here to New Orleans. We ran. But, yeah, I never got a chance to go. Every time I got ready to go, something came up, going downrange, some bullshit. But I did get a chance to go to, like, Paris. And let me tell you, the French, if you get them drunk, if you drink with them, they're pretty cool. But if you walk across the street, them fuckers will try to run you over, man. You can hear them speed up. You know, I'm serious.
Paris, like,
Them dudes are ruthless.
Crazy drivers.
Now, do you guys got any shows coming up pretty soon?
At the moment, we're like focused on booking up for this summer, and the only thing we have set in stone is like a festival, an all-day festival in Dublin, and then a festival in the Czech Republic in July.
Oh, wow.
Called Aggressive Music Festival. But hopefully we'll be able to book some more soon. It's just kind of, you can't say anything until it's 100% certain. And hopefully we get to go back to Japan. That'd be pretty cool when I go back there.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm going to bring that up in just a second. Now, when you guys go to the Czech Republic, be careful.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you saw what happened with Randy Blythe from Lamb of God.
Yeah.
I think it's
actually started today.
Yeah, I saw you reported this morning. I think it's kind of bullshit because if you look at what happened with Dimebag, right, on stage, you never know what's going to happen if an idiot jumps on stage. I mean, you don't know, especially in today's world. You can't tell. And dude jumps on stage, he gets handled, he dies, and then, Randy Blythe gets put in jail about it. And I think it's really more of a money-making move by the Czech Republic than anything. But that's just what I think. Yeah, free Randy, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I got people posting here in the chat room. Wrath of Idola. You guys went on a tour and y'all went through Okinawa and Japan and everything, and Justin Tonkery told me some stories about you guys drinking together.
Bastard, what did he say?
Well, he said that he introduced you guys. I don't remember the name of the drink, but it was some kind of wicked poison they make over there. I think some
Sake?
kind of. Was it?
Sake?
No, it wasn't sake. It was something else that was pretty hardcore.
The stuff that
The Captain Morgan stuff, was it?
No, the thing that Jason made that we drank in the battle shots. It's like homemade shit.
Yeah, it was some kind of Japanese moonshine or something. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said.
That was a great night.
He bought us food.
Yeah, he said y'all had fun drinking that stuff.
Yeah, that was good fun.
We got pretty fucked up.
Yeah, Wrath of Idola, man, those guys are really cool. I think they're a great band with a huge future ahead of them. They're very talented.
Yeah, very, very talented. Great, put on a great show when we played with them.
Unbelievable drummer. Their drummer is ridiculously tight, like just ridiculously tight.
Now, how was that tour for y'all? Have y'all ever been to Japan or anywhere like that before?
No, that's the furthest we've been, and the flights were horrible.
It was long.
I can imagine.
Long flights, but we had a great time when we were there.
Totally worth it, like 100%. We'd do it twice over to get there again, but yeah, it was just like you dropped in a completely different world. Like looking around, people are reading newspapers and it's just like hieroglyphics. Like it makes no sense, and it's weird. It was deadly though, really good fun, and the food was strange, except for Subway.
So I mean, it was a big culture shock, you know, going from what you're used to. I mean, European culture, and you know, even American culture is not that far removed from European culture. I mean, that's where we came from. But when you get to the Orient, you know, I've never been to the Orient myself. The furthest I've ever been, or closest I've ever been, I guess I should say, was like Bosnia and Kosovo. You know, and that got pretty strange there, because I mean, you're getting close to the Middle East. Yeah. And the further you get, it's just, you know, it's strange cultures, but it's really cool when you get the chance to go and see another culture. You appreciate what you got a lot more, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, you get to see what other people, how they live, and or, you know, or really how they're not living. You know, and that's the sad thing. I know when we were in Bosnia and Kosovo, I mean, of course, it was a war zone. But, you know, you see people living in these little cardboard boxes, you know, with full families and shit. And it really sucked. I mean, we were there to help, and I think we did, you know, but it made me appreciate what I got a lot more, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, when we first got to Okinawa, like, I think it was 2 days beforehand, there was a typhoon that hit, so the place was wrecked. There was no leaves left on trees, and the apartments where we were staying, a couple of the cabins had the roofs blown off. So,
wow.
Yeah, so...
Now, Justin was telling me when I talked to him, you know, he's an American that lives over there, and he was telling me, you know, him and his girlfriend would be sleeping at night, and they hear a noise and it wakes him up, and it's the upstairs neighbor flushing the toilet, and they hear the water coming down the pipe outside. It's like a little small village. And I asked him, I said, so dude, do you have one of those guys that, you know, rides the bike next to a generator that, you know, makes the power for the village or what? And he's like, you know, it's not far removed from that. But, you know, that's one place I always wanted to go, was the Orient. I've never been, and I actually had a chance, I guess, to go, because when I got done with my duty in Germany, whenever you're a single soldier, you do 2 years there. I was slated to go back to the U.S. for a year for stabilization, and I was going to get sent to Korea. I did not want to go to Korea. Not with the Army. I've heard a lot of bad stories from friends that went, and I wasn't going. So I went ahead and just put in my paperwork, and I stayed in Germany for the remainder of my time. I loved it there. Great beer, great people. Really great beer.
Where in Germany were you?
Say again?
Whereabouts in Germany were you?
I was stationed in a town called Kitzingen for about 6 months, which is a little bit below Würzburg. And then I got stationed from there. We had a small unit, which was really nice. I had an easy duty. A little 30-man team in Bamberg, which is about 50 miles north of Nuremberg.
Oh, okay.
And I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Near Rockham Ring, did you go?
I went to Rockham Park.
Rockham Park, yeah.
Yeah, Rockham Ring's in the north, Rockham Park's in the south.
All right.
Yeah, I went 3 years in a row. The first time I went, they had a really huge one the first year. They had Santana was playing. This was not long after, I don't remember the album, but they had just released Maria Maria, whatever album that was. And we got there just in time to catch that show. It was fucking cool. Then Sting come on, and I was a big fan of the Police back in the day. But Sting got up there and started playing all this. It was Police songs, but with like Jamaican beats and African, you know, shit with it, and it just fucked it up. So I got pissed and I left, and they had 2 other stages set up. And I grabbed a flyer and I was checking out one of the other shows, and oh, well, this young new band called Slipknot was playing one of the stages.
Oh, sweet.
So I went and checked them out. It was the very first tour, and dude, they blew me away. And my wife and I always argue about Slipknot, because, you know, a lot of people do because of the hype. You know, they're big. But let me tell you, if you ever want to go see a good show that you won't be disappointed from, go check out Slipknot.
Yeah, I've seen them once. They were really good. I saw them one time. supporting Metallica in Dublin. They were really good. Yeah.
I was very surprised because I had never heard anything by them. I just knew that they were some heavy group, and I went to the thing, and it was like a big fest tent, and I get up inside there, and they blew the top off the place, absolutely blew the top off the place. Then I left out of that tent and went to another one, which was the new artist tent. It was a little bit smaller tent, and got to watch another young new band called Kitty.
Oh.
And they tore the roof off the place too. Especially, I think they were 16 at the time, 17 maybe. But all young girls. They fucking slew that shit. I'm telling you, they played their asses off. I was very impressed. Now, have you guys ever played in Germany? I'm sure y'all have, right?
We played in Belgium.
In Belgium?
Yeah.
That's pretty close.
We did a good. How many?
Two.
We did 2 shows in Belgium about 2 years ago.
I got someone in the chat room named Torres wants me to ask you when you guys are coming north again. He says that y'all were the first band that he saw live, and y'all opened for Machine Head.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
He's probably talking about going up to Belfast again.
Yeah.
Come soon.
Yeah, soon.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, he got a smiley face.
Ah.
Yep, I got a fellow named Mark from Bleeding in Germany, and he put up Wacken.
Yeah, we'll play Wacken. No problem.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't? That's one show I never got a chance to go and see because I didn't even know about it when I was stationed there. Otherwise, that'd have been the show I'd have went to.
Those tickets, they're like gold dust. Once Wacken tickets go on sale, they're pretty much sold out straight away. You can't really get them, especially unless you're from Germany. Like.
Well, I'm gonna bust out a little something right now that not too many people know about. But Brutiful Entertainment will have agents at the Wacken show this year. So yeah, we got people that's going to be going in with press kits and they got press passes already. But yeah, we're going to be representing at Wacken this year. So
that's awesome.
That's fucking cool. Hopefully next year, me and the wife and Deanna will be able to load up on a plane and get over there. As soon as we all shit, a couple $1,000. It's not cheap flying overseas. So are y'all just released an album not too long ago, right?
Yeah, March last year. March in 2012.
Okay.
Yes.
I think that's the one y'all sent us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I apologize. I was supposed to do you guys a review on that one, and I've still got it, and I will do a review. But in between everything, we've had a lot of bullshit happen, and we moved because my father passed away in December, and it's just been one thing after another, and we're finally getting settled and getting our feet square again. So, are y'all working on anything new at the moment?
Yeah, we've got a few things going. We're heading into the studio actually at the end of the week to track some demos for the new album. So. Oh, right on, right on. Constantly working on new stuff. We don't like really playing the old stuff. It's like homework to us. When we get into the practice space, we just want to write new stuff.
That's how it happens, right?
All the time. It's just like whenever we have a gig, it's like, we do the set. This sucks.
I know the thing. Whenever I'm a guitar player, and whenever I pick up my guitar, it's the first thing I do, man. I start just strumming, right? Try to get my hands warmed up, and it's like all of a sudden, I write a riff. It's like every time I pick up a guitar, I write a riff, and it's like the coolest shit you've ever heard, and then you fucking forget it. Y'all ever do that?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah,
man, that pisses me the fuck off.
I do get like little voice files from Danny with little riffs on them, just so one of us hasn't recorded.
Now, I asked Zero Tolerance. This I'm gonna ask y'all. Do you guys speak what I call music language? In other words, like one of you will write a riff and tell the other one, or call them up or something, hey, I just wrote a riff, and it goes like dun 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 dun. Y'all do that shit to each other?
Not so much. We tend to. This is going to sound weird, but we kind of all kind of see colors. Can't believe I'm actually saying this out loud, but we all, if we write a riff, it's like, oh, that's like, it's black, or it's, navy blue or something like that.
Oh, right on.
That's how we write. If all of us see the same color, then the song is usually the best what we write. If it's matching colors, then it's good.
That probably sounds completely insane.
Actually, no, that does make sense, because, what song was that by Ozzy? Flying High Again, he talks about, swallowing colors of the sounds he hears. And, you can... a musician is an artist. And music is our paintbrush, our canvas and everything. So putting music to color does make sense in a fashion. Because you're almost, anytime you write a song, you're painting a picture for people's ears. So it does make sense. That's pretty cool. I never heard it put that way before like that, but yeah, it makes sense. It's not totally off. Let's see. Now, okay, I know you guys played some shows with Machine Head. Who are some of the other people that y'all played with?
God.
Evil were the main support at the Machine Head gig, so we played with Evil.
Have you heard of Evil?
Uh-huh.
Evil, they were really cool.
Shared a dressing room with those guys. They were awesome. They were really sound.
Right on.
And then the rest has mostly just been Irish bands. Like band called Vile Aggression, Eden Fire, Zero Tolerance, you know them.
We played with Blaze Bailey.
Oh, cool.
He used to sing for Iron Maiden.
Right.
He did the Virus and the X Factor.
Now,
he did those out with Iron Maiden.
Yeah. While we're on Blaze Bailey, I wanted to ask you this: what do you guys think about what he did with Iron Maiden?
To be perfectly honest, I don't like Iron Maiden. That's probably blasphemy to a lot of people, but I don't actually follow Iron Maiden at all. So
we're not Iron Maiden fans.
Not at all.
I like Machine Head's cover of the Iron Maiden song, and I like Cradle of Filth's cover, and I like Trivium's cover.
Basically, any band that covers Iron Maiden does it better than Iron Maiden. That's probably blasphemy, but
right on. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Maiden, and I have to disagree with you on it, but respectfully so. But whenever I heard Blaze Bailey with Maiden, it just didn't sound right. When I first got into Maiden, it was when Paul Di'Anno was still singing with them, and it took me a minute to get used to Bruce singing for Maiden, But once Bruce took over and I got used to his voice, it was kind of like when Dio started singing with Sabbath. I much prefer the Dio era than I do the Ozzy era, because I don't know, it was more operatic. It blew the sound up. You know what I mean? It just made it more epic. And when Blaze came in, I didn't think he fit with what they were doing. He reminded me a lot of Messiah Marcolin from Candlemass. Just the style of his voice. Now he's a great singer. I'm not going to knock him down for that. I just don't think him and Maiden fit each other. I would love to hear him with a lot heavier band. I think it'd have been a lot better.
No, he did. He has a couple of his own albums. He has The Man Who Could Not Die was, I think, his second album, was it? And then
I'm not sure. I had to check. I really haven't followed his career.
The King of Metal was his new one anyway. And they
Jesus Christ!
It's pretty good.
That's such a bad name for it.
I don't think he was calling himself the King of Metal. I think he was calling like the people. The people are the king, the champion of metal is what he was trying to go for. Yeah, probably. But he only did 2 songs when we played with him. Yeah. He only did 2 Maiden songs.
Now Buddy Cat also wrote in the chat room that she says she's seen music as colors since she was a kid.
Oh, cool.
So there you go.
Oh, so we're not on our own.
Nope, not on your own.
Yay. Ask her. That's good.
So the new album, the new stuff y'all going to work on, is it fairly similar to your last album?
No.
No, not at all. it's a lot more grown up.
Yeah. Like some of the songs on Sense of Slaughter are really old. They're like 3 years old.
It was nearly I'm not trying to say that we're Metallica or anything, but like with Metallica's first album, a lot of those songs were around from the earlier demos.
Right.
And like that, 6 of the songs on Sense of Slaughter were on our debut EP, you know, so they were around for a while. Now they got a few push-ups and stuff to be put on the album, but like it was that type of approach. There was old stuff as well as newer stuff put on the album by the time it came out.
Yeah, I mentioned this a few times during my different interviews. After you play songs a couple thousand times, you start getting sick of them. And
oh yeah,
listeners don't understand that. Musicians do, because I mean, there's a lot that goes into getting a song, especially any good song is. I can't say how many countless hours of practice, and then once you got to practice to play live, you got to go to the studio, and it's there's more fine tuning involved, and you just get sick of playing the same shit over and over.
Yeah,
I've got songs, that people still want to hear, and I'll play them from time to time on the radio, but I'm so sick of hearing them. I don't even want to hear them anymore. Did y'all have any like that?
Yeah. It's like by the end of the like recording the album, you just don't want to listen to it anymore.
You want to play new stuff.
Yeah,
although we wrote a song a while ago called "It Burns Within," and we recorded it. We played it a lot. Like, and I'm not bored of playing that song yet. I like playing that song. I don't know. It's just different. It's more fun to play.
Yeah, it's 7 minutes long.
It's 7 minutes long. So
there's a lot going on.
To stay on your feet.
Now, Vixen just posted up. She says when she spins on the radio with the volume down, she can sing almost every song she spins. And let me tell you, listeners out there, be glad you never hear that. Because it sounds like two retarded cats trying to fuck. It's horrible. I'm waiting to see the flashback from this, man. I know she's going to lash out at me in a minute for putting that out there. The truth hurts. Now, let me ask you guys, what do y'all think about the current scene in metal? I mean, overall, do y'all see that? She sent me a flipping bird. She sent me that. As far as like the new bands, are y'all seeing more of a tendency for bands to do like you guys are doing and take a little bit of death, a little bit of black metal, a little bit of groove, and kind of combine it all together? Are y'all seeing this happening?
See a lot of people wearing makeup and sounding up.
It's all trendy shit. Breakdowns, and then singy chorus, then breakdown, then another fucking singy chorus. It's all the same shit over and over and over. There's like bands that could just, it wouldn't matter which name, who had what name, all the albums are the exact same. It's fucking everywhere. It's a plague, really, to be honest.
Put a bit of dubstep in there and you're going to sell a load of records.
You've got like galactic fucking core, math core, all this shit.
Math crust.
It's ridiculous. It should just be a metal band, like, and just stop singing like a little girl and just play some fucking metal.
Right?
They fucking haircuts. My God.
Something.
If I see anybody with a fucking fringe again.
Yeah, like, it's cool, like, there is bands that are trying to, do the right thing and make it, but it's just so much harder for people that don't want to conform to what's going to make money fast and then be gone the following week, Like, it'd be really easy to just write a shit song and sing and look the way we're supposed to look, but you'd be gone the week after, so there's no real point, there's no longevity in it anyway. And plus, nobody really likes it. It's only people who are told to like it.
It's all 14-year-old girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And so, that seems to have taken over the scene this side of the world anyway. Like, the metal stations, television station, well, the one television station we have, I mean, you only see proper metal videos on it at very late at night when everyone's asleep. During the weekend times, like prime slots, it's always shit. Really shit. So,
I really think that videos are kind of a thing of the past because, I mean, you look at VH1 and MTV, especially MTV. I mean, back in the day, I'm about to slam these fuckers. Back in the day, you know, the M stood for music.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Now what are they showing? Like Teen Mom and all this.
Oh yeah, all this great stuff. You know, that's going to make our world better. You know, pregnant moms and yeah, I mean, you know, Snooki and shit like that. I mean, what the fuck? But
I don't really give a shit what the Kardashians get up to in their own house. Like get the fucking cameras out of there and stop wasting my time.
exactly. I mean, all that does is wasting brain cells and causing cancer in some form or fashion. It's definitely making your life a lot shorter. But I don't see any real platform for videos anymore, unless you make a DVD, you know, for home use. People will buy those, but I don't see any reason really in making a professional video anymore. There's no platform to throw it out there. It's not gonna do anything to promote your band. You know, and you could put it on YouTube, but you've spent all this time and money. You know, but people go see it for free. You know, I would say, if you're thinking about making a video, save the money and put it in packaging or put it towards your show. Buy new gear. You know, I don't see where it's going to do anything.
To be honest, I kind of have to disagree with you a little bit, because we did a music video for a song off our album, and it actually got us both the Machine Head gigs and the slot in Japan. Without that, they probably would have never listened to us, because we would have been just another CD. Whereas you can't get it on TV and you don't get paid for it, but you can promote the fuck out of it if you have enough time and you're willing to be annoying. And it seemed to work for us, like obviously not as well as it would if MTV were actually a music station and there was proper platforms. It's helped us more than it's unhelped us.
Well, I could see how it helped you, like if you added it with an EPK or something, especially for large promoters. But yeah. I mean, you know, like how MTV used to be, it was like mandatory. You know, if you were a band, you had to have a single. That single had to have a video, or you know, you weren't going anywhere. You know, the major labels, which are pretty much, you know, by the wayside now, you know, they wouldn't even look at you. Yeah. Which brings me to the next thing I wanted to ask y'all about. Do you guys see record labels falling to the wayside, especially with the way technology is now? Because bands could pretty much do everything themselves. You can record with software at home. You can make it sound almost as good as, you know, industry standards needs to be. The only thing I think really a record label is nowadays is pretty much just a glorified lending corporation. If you're going to take a loan out from them to go on a tour, you can go to a financial institution and take your own loan out with a lot less interest and still maintain all your rights.
Yeah, it's about connections, really, though. It's about the connections they have. It's about the connections they have, I guess, for the PR and shit like that. Like, I guess, helps a lot. Sometimes, like, I see what you're saying, like, I do agree with you in some sense, but in other ways, like, there's a lot of things like PR and stuff like that that take us a lot longer to do ourselves, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, just the right people for the right sort of things, and the right promotion, the right places. We'd be a little bit clueless about some of those things, like, so it helps in some ways, but I see what you mean. You can't do a lot of it yourself.
Well, you remember years back when MySpace was the big thing? Yeah. A lot of bands started coming out with street teams. You know, fans of the bands were doing free promo. I mean, hell, we do free promo here ourselves, and you know, you have the ability to network via social media, and it's just, I think technology has taken over a lot, and I'm not sure if the record labels ever be able to catch back up with it. Now, I do agree with you that as far as connections and PR on the, you know, larger scale, yeah, but I really don't see the labels investing that much money in up-and-coming bands anymore. I mean, all you really ever see on tour is the big bands. I mean, like the Big Four, for instance. You'll see shit like that, but you don't see, you know, the smaller bands get recognized. What do y'all think about that?
That's very true. I think it would be great if every big band had to take out a small band and help them, because, I mean, that exposure of you getting even 10 minutes in front of a crowd that is definitely going to be there because they're huge fans, you're never going to be exposed to those people in any other way. It's like the only way to get there. It's just it's literally all a matter of being pushy, knowing the right people, and look, all coming together at one time to try and get that one gig, and then try and repeat that process for the rest of your life.
Right?
Until you can pay back the favor to another band.
Now, in New Orleans, and also me and the wife have lived in Las Vegas. That's where Buffy's from, is in Las Vegas. After Katrina, we lived out there for a few years, and I've got, quite a few, friends out there. Those scenes are very supportive of up-and-coming bands. The people that run, like, say, the House of Blues, it's almost mandatory for them to bring a couple locals onto big shows. So, in those two markets, it works well. If you're a local band, you're doing good, you're going to be known. In any scene, you'll be known if you're doing good. But in those markets, when they have a big band come through, like, hell, when was that? We had Goat Whore, Sun, and Celtic Frost years back came through Las Vegas. They had Guttural Secrete, which is a local death metal band, invited to the show. And, I mean, they put on a fucking hell of a show. And you're absolutely right. That's an opportunity for these young and upcoming bands to get exposure in front of people that are going to be there. People are going to go see Celtic Frost. They're going to go see Goat Whore. It's, just, I think more scenes need to step up and do that same kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, I think some bands are booked with other bands based on their pull. Like, I don't know for certain, but I was at the Machine Head Bring Me the Horizon Devil Driver gig in Manchester, and I mean, the Machine Head fans, and now I am a fan of all three bands, particularly Machine Head and Bring Me the Horizon, and I would say that's pretty rare. Like, the Machine Head fans were slaying Bring Me the Horizon, like fucking, I've never seen that amount of bottles in my life. It was actually violent. And
wow.
And I think that whoever organised that gig was thinking, Bring Me the Horizon are really popular, Machine Head are really popular, let's put them in a huge venue and sell twice as many tickets. And they weren't actually thinking about the audience at all. And it ended terrible. I mean, in Glasgow, I think Ollie Sykes, the Bring Me the Horizon singer, I think he got like proper stones thrown at him on his way out to his tour bus. Now, fair enough, people don't like what he does. There's no reason to go that extreme. Just don't watch their set, you know what I mean? Or don't go to the gig if you feel that strongly about it. But I think that that tour package was put together as a money-making thing. I don't think it was an awesome lineup, you know what I mean? I think it was like, because very rarely do people like both bands equally. Very rarely, those particular bands. So, yeah.
I have to agree with that. There was a show I went to in Mannheim, and no, I'll take that back. Let me tell you about this one first. There was a show in New Orleans back in 93, 94, or something like. No, I think it was 93. It was Prong and Sepultura for Chaos AD and Pantera for Far Beyond Driven. And me and a friend of mine went down there. Oh, yeah, well, I wasn't going to miss Pantera or Sepultura. Prong, I was kind of, I liked their first album, Beg to Differ. And we got there, and, Prong was jamming. People were getting into it, but they weren't getting into it heavy, And when the band stopped playing, they made a comment that really pissed everybody off. They said, you Cajun fuckers don't jam like the guys in Brooklyn do. No one got violent. No one got upset. Well, they got upset, but they didn't get violent. They didn't throw shit on the stage. They turned their backs and walked out and got beer until the end of their set. Then when Sepultura came on, of course, it was a bum rush back in, and yeah, it was bruises and blood, and it was a gnarly pit. It was. And then Pantera took the stage and just blew the roof off.
Yeah.
Another time, I went to the Mannheim Metal Fest in 2000, and there was a large myriad of bands there. Trying to remember all the bands that was there. There's a band called Dirty Deeds, which was kind of like an AC/DC kind of rock metal kind of a band. Spiritual Beggars, which is Michael Amott from Carcass and Arch Enemy. It's a stoner metal band. Really good. I'd never heard of them before till then. But I saw Michael up on stage. I'm like, dude, that can't be Michael Amott, right? He's like one of my guitar gods. I love the guy. I love what he did in Carcass. And then it was Nashville Pussy. Then it was Motorhead. So I mean, you had a theme going there. And then after Motorhead, it was Dream Theater, which kind of didn't fit with what they had. Then after they got off stage, it was Slayer and Iron Maiden. So it's kind of weird there toward the end, but no one got violent. Everybody had a great time. Everybody was drinking shitloads of beer. They had guys walking around with these 5-gallon backpacks on. You know, I'm serious, man. They were walking around with 5-gallon backpacks and had the little beer dispenser, you know, and you'd holler at the guy, you pay your few marks. That's back when it was Deutschmarks there. And get your, you know, go cup filled up with beer, and man, you were good to go, you know, but wasn't nobody getting hostile. But, yeah, I just don't see why people have to be assholes at shows, you know. But
sometimes it can be nasty.
Have y'all ever experienced anything like that at y'all shows? Anyone ever got violent with you guys?
No. The pits got pretty crazy that it's come up on stage.
Wow.
But you just kind of have to just push them off because they're stamping all over your pedal board. Just give them a good push off. And
yeah, all of a sudden you're in clean channel, right? And you're playing really fast chuggy riffs. Diggy, 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 diggy. What the fuck is that? Yeah, it's usually the drunkest fuckers in the crowd, too.
Yeah,
they're stumbling, changing knobs and shit. Yeah, I know. I've been there myself. What was one of y'all's favorite gigs in y'all's career?
Machine Head Dublin.
Machine Head tops it.
The Dublin show of Machine Head, just unbelievable. It was just the best day ever. Then probably second was probably Rocktoberfest in Okinawa. Like,
oh, right on.
8,000 people. I mean, we didn't know that there was going to be that many people. We were totally like just mentally not prepared at all, so it was awesome.
That's something I wanted to ask you guys too. What compared to the crowds you guys are used to, how was the Okinawa crowd?
Crazy.
They
were really crazy.
Really great. The club show, the club show that we played before the night before the festival, it was just bodies, beer, and blood. You know, there was people crowd surfing. There was people like from the back coming up the front. You know, jumping off the stage. It was crazy.
Weird karate.
And everybody did that weird karate chop thing. We don't have that karate dancing thing here. We just get like circle pits going, but. The festival show was a bit weird because it was on a naval army base, and they weren't the MPs wouldn't let anybody mosh. So basically, it was just 8,000 people looking at you, you know, and clapping at the end of the song. But you could tell that they wanted to move, and we actually had we were there for the second day. We played the first night. And on the second day, we actually had MPs come up to us when we were walking around just going, we're really sorry we weren't allowed to let them mosh.
I dealt with that in my time being in the service because on post, we would always have what they called a German-American Volksfest, which is translated into a People's Fest. And what it was to have solidarity with the German people. You know, we'd allow them on post, and they would bring, you know, rides. It was kind of like a carnival kind of a deal. You know, they'd have games set up, and of course the Americans would have their beer area, which, you know, our beer was like tap water to the Germans. But the funny thing, the ironic thing was you would see all the Germans lined up at the Budweiser, you know, dispenser or the Miller dispenser, and you see all the Americans at the Hefeweizen and getting pills. You know what I'm saying? But they'd always have a band up on the stage, and it would usually last for a weekend. The first night would usually be like country music. Then the second night would be, I don't know, like a rap, hip-hop, dance kind of deal. Then the third night was usually rock or metal. And we had this really, really cool band. Man, I mean, they were outstanding. I don't remember the name of the band. I was pretty drunk myself. They started playing Master of Puppets. And I look over at my buddies, and I told them, man, fuck this. We're starting a pit in this motherfucker. No, but one in the head. Bow, let's go. And we started the circle pit, man. We were nailing each other. And the bad thing was the tent was set up on a parking lot. So whenever you took a digger, oh, you took a real one. I mean, you were digging asphalt out your arm. Yeah. I mean, it was really bad. But it was fun. But I think we pitted for about 2 songs, and the MPs came and shut it down. Because they thought we were going to start fighting, you know, and it's like, they don't understand. You know, still, I mean, moshing's been around for nearly 25 years. Hell, nearly 30 years now. And people in mainstream really still don't get it. They don't understand what it's about.
Yeah, they don't get it at all.
It's like if you listen to Lady Gaga or like Katy Perry or something like that, you know, you're dancing. Like with metal, like it's faster, it's more aggressive. Like what else are you gonna do but like throw a punch at the person standing beside you? You know what I mean?
Exactly. You know, and here's the thing, you know, unless you get an asshole in the group, you know, you get in a pit, it's controlled violence. It's a way to release that anger that we build up inside ourselves. And they don't understand that. All they see is violence. And they think that, okay, if you take an elbow to the chin or a foot to the chest or something, it's going to start a fight. No, you know, you fall down, exactly. People's going to help you back up. You'll have a beard and you'll go back out there. You know, and people don't understand that. And it's really sad that society hasn't, you know, graduated or matured enough to understand what metal culture is about.
Yeah.
That's true.
Let's see. Oh, Buddy Cat had made a comment about people jumping on the stage. Says, they're the idiots, drunks jumping on stage, breaking your equipment in bones. So, yep, that's it, you know. And again, that falls back to what happened with Randy Blythe and you know, this idiot in Czech.
Yeah.
Now, I gotta ask. Usually in every group, there's one person primarily that pulls pranks. Who's the pranks?
I can tell you right now who that is. Who's the asshole sitting right over here?
All right, well, fill me in on some good ones.
Anytime I have my backpack anywhere, this asshole turns it inside out. He thinks it's hilarious.
Then we wrap it in wrapping paper.
He actually goes to the extent we have a friend that always comes and helps us out with gear and stuff at shows, and like he actually goes to the bother of texting him a couple of hours before the show, going, right, we're going to turn Dan's bag inside out. And they like, between themselves, they managed to get me away from my bag. And then at Christmas, actually, he turned it inside out and then wrapped it in wrapping paper.
Then we took a picture of it, sent him the picture while he was in the venue, and then he just got a picture of his bag in wrapping paper.
And you know, that I was going to mention that it was Danny. And
he just has a look of a master, doesn't he, Lane?
Oh, no, and let me explain this. My wife will attest to this fact. It's always the guitar player that's usually the pranking asshole of the band. Because that's me, buddy. I'm the same way. I'll do the same shit. When you're not looking, I'll go and I'll reset all your knobs. I'll readjust your volume on your amp. I'll make your chords backwards. Oh, yeah, I'll detune your strings. Oh, yeah, that's me. I will do that shit. Now, out of the 3 of y'all, who is the one that's grumpy?
Sounds like a guitar player. Dan gets grumpy for short periods of time. Really short periods of time.
Spit comes out of his mouth when
he
gets
angry. Grumpy for like a minute, but then he's really sorry, so it's okay. Danny's a bit more persistent.
Yeah, I'm just solid angry.
Okay, now, growing up, we'll take this one at a time. Growing up, what was your favorite cartoon character?
Cartoon character?
Mm-hmm.
Gee, I actually don't know.
I know mine.
Okay, that's
Top Cat. Do you know Top Cat? Top Cat. Oh, he was cool. He's a cat. He was on Cartoon Network. He was the man.
Yeah, mine was Dexter. You know Dexter? Dexter's Lab?
Dexter's Lab? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because like he had that little spanner, and he was like twisting that knob, and that's all he ever did. But like he had this big massive laboratory. I just thought that was great.
Mine was always Bugs Bunny, and again, like I said, I'm a kid of the late '70s, early '80s, but mine was always Bugs Bunny, and the reason for that is he was such an asshole. I mean, how do you not love that? I mean, he would be a dick to everybody and be like, "Yeah, what's up, Doc? You know, what you gonna do about it?" I love that. I mean, he would fuck everybody over, and he never got his. No one ever got him. He would dick people up. I loved it. Now, let me ask you, Dan, what kind of equipment do you use?
Right now I play Spectre basses, and then that's gone through a PV Tour 450 head into a PVTVX cab, and then I run all that. I run that through a Hart bass tube emulator, and then just the odd time I have a Dunlop Crybaby wah for bass, but I don't use that too often because the guys hate it. but that's purely just for me. That's my. It's pretty simple. Little bit of distortion, but I'm pretty much a plug-in and play player.
Oh, right on. And how about you, Claire?
I have a Yamaha OKEX custom 3-piece kit. I have a kind of different range of cymbals, but ideally I play a Zildjian player. And I use DW pedals, DW 9000 pedals. That's it.
Now, do you use 2 kick drums or 1 single kick drum?
I only have one. I use a double pedal because I can't afford a second kick drum.
And what kind of double pedals do you use?
DW 9000.
Oh, right on. Have you ever played around with the Demon Drive pedals?
Yeah, I work in a music shop, so I've tried them all. I hate the Demon Drive. It's a curse on society. You know,
I've got friends that play, and everybody says the same thing about the Demon Drives. I always wonder about this. It's a either you love them or you hate them. There's no middle ground with the Demon Drives.
They'd be good if you just play fast. If you only play like blast beats only, they'd be really good. They're like, if you cough, move your big toe, you've got like a triplet, you know, that kind of way. But you've got no control over whatsoever. Plus they break. They're €900, and the bar that connects the 2 pedals, it's unfixable. Once it breaks, Pearl won't fix it. So they're really bad. No one should play them.
Now, for those out there in listener land that may not know, they usually have two different types of pedals when you're using double pedals. You have a chain drive and what they call a direct drive, and Demon Drive pedals are direct drive. There's no chain or anything to them, and you're right. Most of my friends that like them play death metal or black metal, because I mean they're kicking the hell at them things. Yeah. But I would say they probably float too much for someone that does more groove. You know. Yeah, it's just too. They're too responsive. Control. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Loose. That's my best word for them. Plus, they're ugly. They're really ugly as well. The Peter is massive. The Peter's a big circle. Looks like an alien. It's horrible. Yeah, that's my opinion on that. Need to die. All right, Danny. Well, what you got for gear?
Basically a 6505 head through a Laney cab. Then I've just got like a decimator and like an Ivan Epps tune screamer, and then like an LTD Explorer. Just like Metal 101, basically. Right on.
Yeah. With me, I'm a big fan of Jackson. For years, I stayed away from. You know, they got the jumbo frets, and you know when you're playing, your fingers, you go move down, your fingers almost kind of jam up on each other when they're going over those jumbo frets. Yeah. I ended up buying a X-Warrior back in, I think, 2006. And absolutely fell in love with it. The neck is really fast. I mean, you can just shred all over it. It's really easy. It's a compound radius neck, so it's really flat on the one end. You know, where you can really chord real easy. But it gets really round when you get to the other end. So I mean, it's easy to do sweeps and things like that, arpeggios. You know, I mean, it's really simple. I've played 6 strings for years, and I've had friends, especially in death metal, that wanted me to switch over to 7-string. And, you know, I don't know if you guys ever played, you know, on 7 strings or not. they always got the Ibanez, and to me, it's like playing a fucking 2x4. I mean, seriously, put some strings on a 2x4, you know, and that's what it felt like. And I ended up getting a Jackson Christian Old Wolbers 7-string, the signature model, and it's got the EMG 707, and it was a little bit taller than what I'm used to, but the neck wasn't real thick, and I liked that. But I much prefer sticking to my 6 strings. But I also have a Schecter. It's a Diamond Series Griffin. I won it at a show back in 2008, I think, or 2007. I don't remember now. It's been too long ago. But I was writing for a metal magazine in Vegas called Metal Storm Monthly, and reviews, interviews, things like that. And we hooked up with Jeff Totten from Project Independent, and we co-hosted a show with him at Cheyenne Saloon in Vegas, and he brought this guitar to the show. And now I am the unluckiest fucker you will ever see on this planet. I've never won shit in my life ever. I mean, I'm serious. And we got in here, and you know, for every $10 that you spent at the little store he had set up, little merch table, you buy a shirt, you buy buttons, you know, CD, whatever. For every $10 you spent, he'd give you a little ticket. And I don't remember how much me and the wife spent, but we had a nice little, you know, thing of tickets. And at the end of the night, he called my name, and I won that guitar. And that's like the only thing I've ever won in my life, and it's fucking sweet. Yeah, it is. It's nice. The only thing I don't like about it, it doesn't have a whammy bar. I love having a whammy and, you know, bending strings and popping them a lot of times. But it's got a little knob that you pull out, and it raises you a few dB. You know, like if you want to play lead or whatever. It's fairly plain Jane, but love it. You know, it got me sold on Schecter, but I still love my Jacksons too. And over the years, I've really gotten into Line 6. Now, as far as guitar amps, Danny, what do you think? Do you prefer solid state over tube?
Sorry?
Or do you prefer solid state or tube?
As in like a digital head, or as opposed to like a tube, like a valve? Yeah. It depends. Like, I guess I prefer the tube. It has a bit more bite to it, like, you know. But I had a Line 6 before. I had my P6505, and it sounded pretty freaking good, you know. And it was way, way cheaper.
Yeah, that's one thing I do like about Line 6. They're hella cheap, man.
Yeah, because I got the 6505, and I think it does sound better, but I don't think it sounds as much as I pay for it better. You know
I got you.
It's a bit like, Jesus, yeah, it sounds better, but I can't believe it was that much fucking money.
Yeah, I think I paid.
That was the whole thing.
I've got a Spider 3 HD 150.
Yeah, nice. Can't go wrong.
Love it. And I think I paid $250 for it. It was like a display model. And what was funny, you know, we have Guitar Center, and Guitar Center had just got them in, and they had one display. And I was like, well, fuck, you know. They had just sold all the ones they had in the back. I'm like, well, how much is that display one? Oh, we'll knock $100 off of it because it's a display model. Well, it's hardly even been jammed on. I'm like, well, right the fuck on, man. You know? Let's get this bitch and go. Now, the one thing I found out over the years, when you play a solid state or something that you're going to use like cab sampling or cab modeling on, is you got to have speakers in your cab that don't add flavoring. Because I first hooked that up onto, I had a Marshall cab with Celestions in it. Yeah. And when I set my settings in the head, I wanted it for a dual rectifier, like the old Mesa Boogie sound, you know? Yeah. And I didn't get that. I mean, I got part of the Mesa Boogie, but it also sounded Marshall. I was like, I didn't really care for the mixture. It didn't sound right to me. Yeah. The tone wasn't right. So I went and bought a Behringer cabinet, 400-watt cabinet with JBLs that, you know, according to Behringer, they weren't supposed to add any flavoring to any kind of solid state sound that you wanted. And still have it to this day. Love it. It's loud as fuck. You know, I could put two of them heads on there, and the neighbor's going to love me, or they're going to love what I'm playing one way or another. You know, whether they like it or not.
That's
That's right, yeah.
Now, if there was one stage on the planet, anywhere, where would that be? What stage would that be, and who would you play with?
London Brixton Academy with
Metallica and
Machine Head.
Oh, it wouldn't be.
Don't Lamb of God in there for the crack as well.
It wouldn't be Donington.
Actually, yeah, Donington. Damn it. or Sonosphere, anywhere.
I'd still go Brixton. That's just like, that's going to be the be-all and end-all stage for me. I just like any DVD that I've gotten from a band, it just looks like they put on a fantastic show in that venue.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the Machine Head live DVD, you know, Brixton
Right.
Academy, you know, looks fantastic.
You know, it was always. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, as long as Metallica and Machine Head are there, though, really doesn't matter. We're playing fucking...
One place I would always love to play as a musician would be the Hammersmith.
Apollo in London.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, there was, you know, there's a few venues I would love to play. That's on my bucket list. One of them, of course, is the House of Blues here in New Orleans. I've never played that one. I would love to. One of them would also be the Whiskey A Go-Go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Whiskey in LA.
And then the other one would be the Hammersmith Odeon. Now, I've been to the Whiskey A Go-Go. A friend of mine's band was playing out there one weekend. The name of the band's Avenger of Blood. If you get a chance, if you like thrash, check them guys out. They're pretty good.
Big like trash.
Say again?
Oh, I'm a big fan of trash, so I will check that out.
In fact, I'll send you guys the link to it after a while. When we get off, I'll send you the link to them. I mean, they just released some new shit. Fucking good guys. I'm friends with the drummer. Really cool dude. Sound like there's a cat dying back here somewhere. I don't know if y'all hear that. But I went to go watch them. They opened up for another thrash band called Mastery. And you know, you watch all these videos like Janis Joplin and Hendrix and Doors and all these people playing the whiskey. It looks huge, don't it?
Yeah.
It's not. It's a very small club. You walk in the front door and the stage is almost immediately to your right. It probably holds about maybe 150 people on the bottom, and there's a second level up top, you know, where usually they film from, but it just makes the place look huge when you film from up there. But I was really surprised it wasn't that big. But still, the notoriety, you know, I would love to play there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like just the names that have been on that stage.
I must thank my wife. She just brought me a cigarette. Being I'm out, you know, I'll let you stay married to me for a couple more days.
Right on.
You've earned your keep for a couple.
I love you too.
You can sleep inside tonight.
And you a sweet talker?
I love my women. I know how to treat them, boy, I tell you.
I love you.
Thank you, babe.
Anyway.
You all right. I don't care what they say about you behind your back. Let's see. I saw Deanna had threw some links up here in the chat room earlier. Yes, Buffy does kick ass. That's why I have her ring on my finger. Well, this damn thing's gonna work. Oh, that's what I was hearing. Well, we've got the Pissy Kitty up in the chat and in here with me right now. He is, oh my God, he has got to be the pissiest cat ever on the planet. I picked him up. We had moved from Las Vegas back to Louisiana, and the wife wanted a cat. She had like 4 cats in Vegas, and we left them all with her mom. And so I went and picked her one up. You know, she's a cat person. I'm not so much a cat person, but I mean, I don't dislike them. I'm more of a dog person.
Oh, yeah.
And we went and picked this one up, and he is such an asshole. He's got to be the prissiest fucking male cat ever. I mean, if he has to have his certain kind of food that he likes. It's got to be shred, whatever food it is. It can't be like the pate. It's got to be shred with gravy. Otherwise, he won't eat it. He'll knock shit off the table. He's got to be ready when he's ready for it, or he'll get pissy and knock shit off the table. If he wants to go outside and you don't get there quick enough, he will get up on the sink and knock shit off the table or knock shit off the counter. And when we were in Alabama, you know, we had an electric can opener and everything. And I'd be in the middle of doing an interview, and all of a sudden I'd hear the fucking can opener. Yeah, 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 and the motherfucker's over there pressing on it. Like, hey, ass, let me out. Yeah, yeah, you know, it's like, where's that big son of a bitch? Oh, he's hiding now. He's huge, bro. That cat must weigh about 15 pounds. The other one you saw, she's little. Oh, he's hiding out under the bed somewhere now. Yeah, he's an ass, man. I want to give me some airsoft rifles and he starts being an asshole. It's like pop, pop, pop. Start taking little pot shots at him. That's right, Vix. I do love the pussy, just not the four-legged pussy. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Oh, Torres wants me to ask, who's your favorite drummer? Claire?
Dave McLean.
I'm sorry?
Dave McLean from Machine Head.
Oh, right on.
Second to that, probably Travis Barker, I'd say.
Okay, Vix. Oh, smoking is bad for me, Bobby. It stunts my growth. No wonder I'm like 4'8". That must make you about 2 foot then. Oh, Napalm from Norway wants to know, what's the best, Norwegian black metal or American black metal?
If he's from Norway, Norwegian black metal.
There you go.
Yeah, a little bit of Immortal.
I think it's two different animals, to be honest with you. I think more original black metal really comes from Norway. You know, that's where the true black metal comes from. But American black metal, I don't know, it's kind of bastardized. They add death metal in with it and everything, so it's two different animals. Can you hear him?
Yeah.
He's crying. He wants out the room. See? He's a bitch of a cat. Go. Okay. Now we got that out the way. I guess we'll take some more questions from the chat room. Now, we may have a little bit of a lag with the chat. Sometimes we may run about 30 seconds ahead, so just give them a second and they'll start popping questions up.
Okay.
I know Vixen's going to have a question for the guys. She asks this question at every interview, and it may even be for you too, Claire. We don't know yet. But I'm going to wait and see if she pops it up in the chat room before I ask it.
Okay.
The Bobby loves that cat? No, Bobby does not love that cat. Bobby tolerates that cat. Bobby has tried chaining the 4 dogs to go eat that cat. They just won't listen. Yeah, man, it's like Wild Kingdom in our house. We're a bunch of animal lovers. Oh, okay. Vix asked the question. She wants me to ask you, Claire, specifically. She wants to know if you wear grannies, bikinis, or if you go commando.
Bikinis, I guess.
And for the guys, she wants to know boxers, briefs, or commando.
Boxers. Boxers all the way. No, none of this ball strangling shit.
Yeah, right. The boys gotta have some freedom.
Boys gotta have freedom.
You gotta keep them wrangled in though, otherwise they'll go wild. You know, you don't want your nuts going wild, man. They'll be everywhere. Buddy Cat wants to know, Claire, how old were you when you started playing drums?
17.
Wow.
17.
And were you formally taught, or did you just start playing?
I had a few lessons, but I didn't really stick at them. I just kind of went along as I went, I suppose. I probably should have stuck at it, but I didn't. So.
Well, this is my own opinion. I've never had a formal guitar lesson in my life. I've been playing for about 30 years now, and like I said, I'm getting crusty. But I think you know, formal music lessons could do you good, because I mean it'll give you shortcuts and they'll teach you some of the tricks that it may take years to learn, but I think it's better to learn on your own because you develop your own style. You're not going to sound like your teacher.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's just my own opinion on that.
That's true.
Let's see. Napalm wants to know, what is your greatest moment in a live show?
Greatest moment in a live show. I always like when you see somebody you don't know singing along, that when they actually know the words. I suppose being the vocalist, that's just like a little pat on the back from yourself.
Right. It's a great feeling too, knowing that
it's a great feeling. Yeah, it
someone,
really is. That people actually have gone to the bother of learning the lyrics. Like I think that's great.
That means they've listened to your tunes quite a bit and have memorized them. You know, and yeah. I mean, that's. I'd
say for the three of us, if we look out and the crowd is moving, if the crowd is having a good time, we're all having a good time. So.
And that should be what it's all about, you know, feeding off each other's energies back and forth like a push-pull. Let's see. Napalm, you have a good point there. Napalm says lessons make you stick to the sheet music, and he says he's seen educated musicians never have the ability to improvise. And I have to agree with that. I
could see that. Yeah.
Then you got the other side of the spectrum where you got people like Steve Vai and Satriani who can improvise at the drop of a dime, you know, I mean, just like that. They'll play whatever.
But those two are just insanely talented at the same time.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they're prodigies. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
It was like the guitar was born for them. You know. You get those people. But yeah, Buddy Cat, I agree. It's born in you. Formal lessons won't kill your abilities. No, it'll help, you know, get you along. But I think it's better if you go on your own, because then you develop your own style. You're not, you know, playing or sounding like your teacher. Growing up, you know, I had some friends that took lessons, and they ended up sounding like their teachers. You know, they just sound like clones. Very one-dimensional. It's like, okay, well, you can play all this shit, but you sound like your teacher, you know? Let me hear you do your own thing. And they draw a blank. Well, do we have any more questions in the chat room? Don't be scared. Okay, well, I'll ask one. How about your worst gig? What was the worst gig you guys ever played, and what happened to make it the worst gig?
The gig that never happened was probably our worst gig. All the bands showed up to the venue. The bar was above another bar. The venue was above a bar, and downstairs they were showing an Irish soccer game. And then when we started to sound check, they told us to stop sound checking until the game was over, and then the game went on into penalties or something like that. And they just told us that the gig was cancelled. So that was probably our worst gig.
Wow.
Yeah, I know for soccer of all games, but
well, I mean, you know, soccer is huge everywhere. Really, well, even in America, it's starting to get huge. I don't know if you guys know, but last night was our Super Bowl over here in the U.S. And
yeah, I've got it recorded. I'm going to watch it now later on.
You want me to tell you who won?
Oh, I know who won. It was a big upset, though, wasn't it? Ravens beating 49ers.
Not really. It scored up being 34-31. It was really close.
Oh, right. Okay, I didn't know the score. Thanks for that.
Oh, my bad. But I'll tell you, you know, the score, and you'll enjoy seeing right after halftime where the lights in the Superdome go out.
Yeah, what happened there?
Well, they're saying that the Superdome had some kind of system designed to where if it detects some abnormality in voltage, is designed to shut the system down before anything blows. And the electric company down in New Orleans is called Entergy, and they, you know, verified the fact that there was some abnormality. It may have been a surge or a spike or something, but the Superdome detected it and shut down power. and it took a little while for the backup to come back on. That's the official. You know, what I think happened is the NFL commissioner was there live watching the ball game, and of course this is in New Orleans. The Superdome's in New Orleans, and at the beginning of the season, the Saints got their pee-pee smacked for doing what they call bounty hunting. You know, they were putting bounties on players for the defensive players to go out and break legs or, you know, fuck these guys up and take them out the game.
Holy shit!
And Coach Payton, was suspended for the whole year. They got rid of a couple of coordinators. 4 of the players couldn't play. So we were all saying it was a Saints fan that went out there and shut the fucking power down to show them what's up, you know, because we all here in Louisiana are Saints fans. We wear black and gold. You see this right now. That's my Drew Brees shirt. And we feel it was very unfair because they never proved that there was any kind of bounty hunting going on. They never provided anything that's saying 100% this is what's going on. They just took some asshole's word for it and kind of, you know, fined the team and everything. And other teams I know they're still doing it. It's a gladiator sport. The shit's going to happen in a gladiator sport. I mean, you know, but we think it was a Saints fan that went out there and turned the power off. That's what we think. And more power to them. Who dat, baby? Who dat? Let's see. Oh, Napalm says he thought Bane was coming to the Super Bowl when the power went out.
That would have been deadly. Imagine that Tom Hardy just walking out at halftime.
Yeah, right. I got a friend of mine that plays in a band called Mechanism. I saw earlier on Facebook that he had put up a picture with it was like the blackout of the inside of the dome, and they had like the bat signal with the Mechanism symbol in it. I thought that was some funny fucking shit. Speaking on that, who is you guys' favorite superhero? Do you have one?
Bane.
That's a super villain.
Yeah, well, he's my favorite.
Hey, hero, villain. My favorite's Darth Vader. I think that dude's the
Yes!
baddest villain ever.
Screw you two. These two hate Star Wars. I love Star Wars.
Oh, well, I guess the rest of it would be me and you then, right, Dan?
Yeah. We don't need these two. What do you think about the new 3 episode 6, 7, 8 or whatever they're doing?
I don't know, man. It depends on how they go with it. Honestly, I was a big fan of the first 3.
The old 3.
Yeah, the originals.
Yeah, they're brilliant.
Episodes 1, 2, and 3. I didn't really care for episode 1 too much, just because of Jar Jar.
Yeah, he's a bit of a shithead.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of like episode 6 when they had the Ewoks, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it became more kiddie shit then. But I don't know, episodes 2 and 3 I like, especially like 3. I love seeing Darth Vader turn.
Yeah.
That was really fucking
In
cool.
my opinion, I think they did it too quick, though. It was too easy.
Yeah, I think they
Like, we all knew, everybody knew it was coming, but you know, it just like within the first half hour of the film, like there he is, he's turned evil. It's just like no, should have put up a bit more of a fight.
I think they
This
fucked
is
up.
total nerd talk right now.
I think they fucked up on 2 sections right there. On episode 1, I think they killed Darth Maul off too quick and too easy. And I think
But it was a good way to kill him off, though.
it was, but I really think they should have had, you know, Darth Vader fighting Darth Maul for the spot to be the second Sith. That would have made
They kind of did that though with Count Dooku and Anakin. At
yeah,
the start.
yeah. And I was happy to see, you know, Dooku get his just desserts too. I thought he was a douchebag.
Yeah, he is an asshole.
But as far as the greatest supervillain ever, I think it's Darth Vader.
Yeah,
Because that motherfucker, he'll give you that little Sith pinch from parsecs away. You know, you can't escape it.
No,
you know,
yeah.
I just don't see anybody ever beating him out. You can put him up against Freddy Krueger or whoever the fuck you want to. He will fuck him up. That's just my thoughts. Now, the episodes 6, 7, and 8 that they're supposed to be coming out with, I hope Disney does it justice. You know,
Yeah.
I heard that Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, you know, Carrie Fisher were all wanting to be in it. And if they do, I don't know how the story would go because they would have. I don't know if you read the books.
No, I don't read them. I'm not that big of a nerd.
Well, I am. I've read quite a few of them. I haven't read them in a number of years, but when they first started coming out with them, like at that Admiral Thrawn and all that, I think that it would be too soon, and that Mark Hamill and the group would be too old to take it from that point. They would have to go from like the Jedi Academy point where the kids, you know, their kids are like, you know, 18 years old and are Jedi or something. You know, the Jedi are coming back and the New Republic's repopulating and all this shit. It had to be somewhere along that facet. But I don't know. I'll have to wait and see when it comes out.
It's like 2015 or something is when it's come out or something. So we have to wait a while for it anyway.
Yeah, it's always the case with any Star Wars movie. They can't do it like they did Lord of the Rings, you know.
Yeah.
But let's see. I got Torres asked a question. He wants to know, who is you guys' musician hero? One that made a change in your lives and made you want to play and make a band.
Oh.
Hetfield?
James Hetfield.
Yeah, I think it's James Hetfield across the board here.
James Hetfield.
Yeah, you just like that man is just a great guitar player, great front man, great musician,
Great songwriter.
great songwriter. You know, you just can't fault him. Fantastic.
And he got through all shit. Still doing it.
I think him and Dave Mustaine are kind of hand in hand with that as some of the greatest riff writers next to Tony Iommi. Because they've wrote some of the most memorable riffs of all time.
Now, this is like that. Danny would agree with you there because he's a big Megadeth fan, but me and Claire aren't Megadeth fans.
More power to you, Danny. I love me some Megadeth, man. Now, I like old Metallica, and I'm not too much with new Megadeth. You know, I think Megadeth kind of always followed on Metallica's coattails, so to speak. Whatever Metallica was doing, Megadeth tried to do. When Metallica pussed out, Megadeth pussed out, and I don't know, but
Yeah, hang on a second. Metallica never pussed out.
oh, Black Album.
One of the best albums ever written, ever.
Best album.
That is one of their best albums. Now, my favorite Metallica album is Injustice for All, but the Black Album is a fantastic album. What part of that is bitching out? You got songs like Sad But True on there. You got Through the Never, Holier Than Thou.
And then you got Nothing Else Matters.
Great song, fantastic song.
I don't care for that album. I was a huge Metallica fan. I bought into their hype. I bought into their underground because I was big back then. I was a skater, and I was big into the underground scene. And I loved how they were never gonna make a video. They were never gonna do this. They were never gonna do that. And when they come out with the Black Album,
It would have ended up like Slayer if they didn't do that. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Go heavy.
Slayer.
You know, me personally, this is my opinion. Let me put that out there first. I don't care for anything that Metallica's done Black Album on. I think the Black Album would have been a better album if Bob Rock would have let Lars loose on the drums. It would have sounded more Metallica. But being he held him back, to me, they kind of sold out. And I don't know. There's a point of being successful, and then there's a point of selling out, and they sold out. That's just that's my opinion.
Yeah, we could have this debate all night. I think
We could.
Yeah, we're just gonna agree to disagree at this point.
You know, I respect you for your opinion, and you know, a lot of people still like Metallica, and I'll put it this way: I think they did good at maintaining their audience. From the Black Album on, they changed the audience. When they first, well, not Black Album, when they did Load, and they cut their hair and they went totally fucking left field. You know, they said that they were the alternative to alternative at that time. And when they said that, you know, I thought to myself, you know, they were already the alternative to alternative. I didn't listen to fucking Nirvana and all that crap, you know, but I just felt like they turned their backs on their fans. Their true original fan. That's just my opinion.
I think if you're a true original fan, you'll appreciate what the band is doing.
Which is progressing. Which is something that Slayer and bands like that never did. And that's why people don't listen to them as much, and that's the bottom line.
And that's where we agree to disagree, because I think those of us that helped put that band there should have stuck more to their core sound. I didn't even care for Death Magnetic. And, you know, a lot of what I heard on that album, especially being a musician and playing Metallica songs and cover bands early on, I heard a lot of rehashed stuff in that album. But, again, I didn't care for it.
Yeah, my one problem with Death Magnetic is the production on it. That's like my only problem with that album. Like, fantastic songs, but like they need to bring back the heavy guitar. Like this lo-fi, like thin, crunchy guitar that they got going on right now. That's not Metallica. Metallica are huge, big sounding guitars.
They've always had that bigger than God sound, is what we call it. You know, they always sounded larger than life on album, and they sounded better live. The one that really had the shittiest production was Saint Anger.
I love that album.
But the production on it sucked. and
That can't be denied. It does suck.
And I don't know, Bob Rock said he wanted to unlearn how to you know, do the mixing and everything. And I think it was Lars that even thanked him, I think, during their Grammy nomination for the tom sound he received. You know, because he hated it so bad. I want to thank Bob Rock for the shitty sound I got. You know. But you see, Mark from Bleeding says the Black Album was the start of the end.
What's it with people? It's a fantastic album.
Well, it's like this, man. I mean, you know, it's a love-hate thing. You're gonna have some people that love it and some people hate it. I prefer old Metallica to new Metallica, and that's just, you know. But I respect your opinion. You know, if y'all like it, cool. I don't. That's just my opinion. Let's see. Napalm wants to know, what are your thoughts on the new Cannibal Corpse album? Have y'all heard that?
Gotta be completely honest here, not a huge Cannibal Corpse fan. Don't really pay much attention to them. Like,
Can't really understand what the hell's going on.
I know that they're Jim Carrey's favorite band, so that's pretty cool.
Now, I always ask bands, I mean, being y'all are not Cannibal Corpse fans, it wouldn't matter either way. I always ask guys and gals if they prefer the Chris Barnes Cannibal Corpse over Corpse Grinder Cannibal Corpse. Do y'all have a preference? Y'all just...
I honestly can't say.
Either way.
They're just a band that I just don't really listen to at all.
It's like not speaking Irish. They're Jim Carrey's favorite band. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
I remember reading somewhere where Jim Carrey had asked Cannibal, and I think, it was on the 20th anniversary DVD. I got that and was watching it of Cannibal Corpse. And I thought it was really odd that after 20 years, they had just got to where they could quit their day jobs. But that's the kind of, you know, scene that death metal has. I mean, there's not much market. You know, I mean, your fan base is so, you know, minute. But, and they're the biggest grossing death metal act besides Death Clock, you know, from Metalocalypse.
Yeah, yeah.
And they had just got to where they could quit their day jobs. But they were really, really freaked out that Jim Carrey walked up to them and asked them if they were going to play, you know, Hammer Smash Face or Skull Full of Maggots or any of these songs. And like, wow, this famous motherfucker knows our tunes. That's got to be a pretty cool feeling, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Especially somebody like Jim Carrey. I mean, you don't know if he's really fucking with you or not. This guy serious? Did he just read one of our albums and just ask us some shit randomly, or does he really like it, you know? Yeah. Okay, well, let's get off Metallica and death metal then.
Yeah, yeah.
Now you guys said you like Lamb of God and in bands like that. You're more into the groove-oriented metal.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, are y'all familiar with like Crowbar and Exhorder and bands like that?
I've heard of Crowbar.
I've heard of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's some of the Swamp Stomp music we got around here. It's whenever I send you the links later on for Avenger, I'll drop y'all a few of them links too if y'all want to check them out.
Cool. Thanks.
It's what we call sludge metal down here.
Okay. Yeah, we have doom metal in Ireland. That's pretty popular.
It's similar to doom, but it has more of a southerny kind of are you familiar with like Down or with?
Yeah.
Okay, Down is a sludge metal kind of a band.
Okay.
Crowbar is a lot heavier. Now,
didn't the guitarist from Crowbar do something with Jamie Jasta?
No, he's in Crowbar is Kirk Weinstein. He also plays in Down. But
did someone from Crowbar not do Kingdom of Sorrow with Jamie Jasta? No,
he did. He did Kingdom of Sorrow.
Yeah.
Yes. And well, if you heard Kingdom of Sorrow, then you've heard the riffs in Kingdom of Sorrow are very similar to Crowbar because you got Kirk playing the riffs in it. But it's down tune. I think he plays in in C standard, and it's just heavy as fuck, nasty, slow, grooving riffs. But it's similar to Doom in ways, but it's got a little pinch of voodoo to it, I guess you could say. I don't know, just that New Orleans aspect. I'm being told I got to wrap it up. I guess we got another DJ coming on here in a few.
Oh, okay.
But again, I want to thank you guys and gal for being on the show. For
sure. Thank you for having us.
And man, you guys are part of the Brutiful family. We love you guys. We love what y'all do. Y'all, whether we agree or disagree, that's what family's all about. Y'all are metalheads, and that's what fucking counts. Whenever y'all get ready to tour, y'all get your show set up, and y'all get ready to drop your next CD, let us know. I would love to have you guys back on the show and push it and let everybody hear what you guys are about.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Oh, y'all are welcome. Now stay on the line.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and pop your tunes up. I've got 2 songs by Dead Label right now. I thought we had the whole CD loaded. I'll have to get on Buffy's ass about that. Like I said before we went live, because this is her computer I'm on that I bought her, so she should have this shit set up for me. So, me letting her sleep inside tonight may be out the fucking window now, unless I get another cigarette. I'll put that out there. I've got Sense of Slaughter and Rain by Dead Label. And later on this evening, I'll be on tonight with my Metal School show. So if anyone wants to jump on later, and I'll go ahead and load up the whole CD, and I'll play the whole CD back to back, non-stop, and let everyone get a good taste of some Dead Label.
Thank you so much.
But like I said, don't hang up yet. Stay on. I'm gonna go ahead and start your music up. But I want to thank everyone that tuned in. We've got Bleeding from Mark from Germany, Jason. Napalm from Norway, thank you, tuning in. Torres, Vix, and of course Buddy Cat, thank you all for tuning in. And all the listeners that are not in the chat room, thank you all for tuning in as well. This has been the Bullshit with Bob show, right here on Brutiful Metal Radio. We've been talking with Claire, Dan, and Danny from Ireland-based Dead Label. And you're about to get a taste of them right now in your fucking ear, so enjoy it. Here comes your eargasm, bitches.